You're welcome to another exciting edition of Lagos City Pulse, and we are continuing on the discussions as regards the local government elections across Lagos State, which will take place on July 12, 2025. And I have wonderful people in the studios to uh, pursue this discussion and let us have an interactive session as we look at topical issues. With very close to me on my left is an elder statesman, Elder Obafemi Adesonya, who is a community magazine publisher, community leader, and is a publisher of Pivot News Magazine and Pivot News TV Online. You're welcome, sir.
Thank you very much. God bless you.
And also by his side, we have a comrade in the house, Comrade Akintunde Adedeji, the lead advocate, access to advocacy and rights of the people. You're welcome, sir.
It's a pleasure having me in the program.
Thank you very much. So we'll quickly go into the business of the day. And let me ask this question directed at the comrade before we go to the head of wisdom in the studio, which is our elder. Very straight and frank, direct question. Do you think Lagos is a one-party state?
Well, that question, to me, can be viewed, and responded to, from different perspectives, because the issues are viewed and understood from, different lenses of perspective and prisms. If we say, is Lagos State, a one-party system?
A one-party state?
A one-party state, it depends on how politics, are played in Lagos State. Just as a case study. To me, I would say it's one party, state, because there is no opposition, to the best of my knowledge, in Lagos State as we speak now.
Do you agree with that, Elder Adesoya?
No, well, I cannot tell you that Lagos is a one-party state because administratively there are several parties in Lagos. And sometimes what you discover is that when some candidates are not able to secure the ticket in APC, they go to other parties. So that means Lagos does not have only one party. If Lagos had only one party, if you are defeated in APC, then you don't have any other place to go to. And there is no independent candidacy right now in Lagos. So one cannot say that Lagos has only one party. Of course, the other parties, the only problem that the other parties have is that they have not understood the politics of Lagos. They have not understood. Year in, year out, they continue to use the same process, which has continued to fail. If you use a process this year and it has failed, you try another process. APC is not the first party in Lagos. We have had other parties. We had AD, we had AC, we had ACN before we had APC. So it has transitioned from the old AD into what we will now have as APC. So that means that Lagos has never been a one-party state. You understand? We have had several parties. You remember there was a time we had UNCP, GDM, and so on like that. And these are parties that made their mark during that time. So APC is also making its time. I mean, it's making its mark right now. There will come a time when another party will spring up, which understands the internal structure of Lagos, what a politician called party structure. A party will come that will understand the party structure of Lagos,
Mm.
I would then be able to work out that system and edge out APC. It's just that APC has that control right now. But by the time that party comes up or is able to emerge from one of those sleeping opposition parties right now.
One of those sleeping opposition parties.
Yes, they are or sleeping. I'll call them sleeping opposition parties. By the time a party is able to spring out of one of them, you will see that there will be a change in Lagos.
So let me ask you this question, Elder. Is there really internal democracy in existing party structure?
Well, democracy to a lot of people, democracy means a lot of things to a lot of people. In what we have in Lagos, you will say that the AD, I mean the APC, which is the party in Lagos right now, has dominated the scene over the years. And they keep using the system they have been using before, which has always worked for them. That is why they keep using that system. And that is the system of not allowing crisis to brew within the party. They allow all the candidates to move out, to draw people into the party by telling people that they are contesting. Through that system, a lot of people are brought into the party. New members are brought into the party, whereas the old members are not able to leave the party because they don't know what is going to happen. They already see what the other parties are. So it is the fear that they are going into a dead end if they move out of APC is there already. So because of that, they don't want to leave the party. So even when the structure is not favoring them, the fear of going into the unknown is always there. So they stay put within the party. And because of that, we see the party structure being used as it has always been used. Right now, what you discover is that politics is now being played down the line, even up to the CDA level. You now see APC playing out even at the CDA levels. All the CDAs, not even just the CDC right now. You see that those who are not able to win or get their aspirations right at the party level now come to the CDAs and they become CDA's chairman. And through that CDA chairmanship, they are able to dominate. They are able to dominate the structure that they are not able to use within the party structure. They bring it to the CDA and they're able to use it. The aspiration they have to lead the people at the party level, which they have not been able to do, they bring it to the CDA. And they still become chairman. They become whatever they want to become, and they still lead the people. And their visions are still there.
So internal democracy. Let me ask Comrade, from a political point of view, your political point of view, looking at all the parties that exist in Lagos, do you think there's internal democracy, Comrade?
I think to a large extent, internal democracy, to me, is non-existent in the sense that politics has gone scientific. Scientific in the sense that it has to do with your numbers, whereby you play according to your strength, according to your might, according to your reach. How you are going to win more members to your fold. So that is why it has to do with a lot of strategic planning. So in a situation whereby, that's why I said initially that Lagos as a case study is more or less like a one party state, because the oppositions are nowhere to be found. And in a situation whereby you see all other parties who claims they are oppositions, they are more or less, like, an extension of, the existing, or the dominant, political party.
An extension.
Exactly, extension, in the sense that, some of them are even, which I will call the placeholders, that, by the time, everything is set, they will now just go back, to their original, political party. So, based on internal democracy, I think, playing by the rules of the game, as in, what are the, the do's and don'ts, of a particular political party. I think, internal democracy are not, strictly true. Because, because politics is about, self-interest. What, do you stand, to benefit, do you stand to gain, from this, political party? So that is why, internal democracy, is near non-existent. So until, the members, are whipped into line, that, we have, the rules, the guidelines, the procedures which, must be followed, to the letter.
Okay, so I think I am of the opinion that the aspirants and candidates make up the party.
Yes.
And so I'm going to be asking you, comrade, what do you think the pedigree of the aspirants that you have seen, at least in this particular, in the run to this local government election, this 2025 local government election in Lagos State, what do you think the pedigree of the aspirants are that you have heard of? Where's your local? Where do you stay?
I'm from Alimosho.
Alimosho, okay.
Yeah.
So let's say in Alimosho, let's use that as a case study for the entire Lagos. What do you think the pedigree of the aspirants that you have seen?
To speak to that, I will say that they exhibited, a lot of indifference. I won't say party, so to speak, towards, the pedigree and the caliber of the aspirants and the candidates, springing up, from every nooks and crannies of that, local government, to vie for the position of, chairmanship or whatever. And what I've seen so far, the little I've seen so far, to me, just, it's just a kind of, they are recycled, set of people.
Recycled set of people.
Recycled set of people. What I expected, to see, we need to inject, new and fresh ideas. Not, the old, horses, the tired horses, who have been, within the corridor of politics, or maybe who have, tasted one, or occupied one political, offices, or the other in the past. Now, coming up, to contest, for elections. So
Well,
Elder, what do you think?
The truth about it is that to a large extent, I would say that the present crop of politicians that are springing up today shows that there is still hope for democracy in Lagos State. I have seen a lot of young people come up. People you would ordinarily not expect to come up now to say, look, I want to face the elders. I want to face the political figures that we have been seeing over the years. I've seen people spring up now. People come up, young people of 35, 40, and even younger who are springing up. People who are well enlightened, professionals, not just career politicians. We are seeing people come up to say, look, we want to challenge these people. In Ikorodu local government, for instance, there is a guy there who is also a media practitioner like us, who does Waves, the publisher of Waves magazine, is a TV presenter and so on. He also came up to say that he wants to be chairman of Ikorodu local government. That would not have happened years past. We also saw people like Ladega, who hitherto has not been known, except for the name he is carrying. Except for that name, in person, I don't know how much of him has been known in Ikorodu, but he has also come out to say, look, I want to be chairman of Ikorodu local government. Yes, they are. We have also seen people like the former vice chairman of the same Ikorodu local government, who is also saying she wants to be chairman of Ikorodu local government. In years past, all those people that I've mentioned would not even have come up at all. They would have been hiding under the faces or under the covers of their political godfathers. But these people have come out to say, look, I want to be there. So the party has given them the opportunity to be known at least. To come out and say, look, because after this election, whether they win or lose, they have already made their mark. They have registered their names. Now. So, and that experience, the experience in itself, I mean, losing is an experience in itself. And they can come out tomorrow and say, look, I know why I failed in the 2023 local government election. I know why I failed. It was because I did not do this or I did not do that. Now they know what to do. So it's different from somebody just coming out from the blues without any experience, without any know-how, without anything. So let's thank the APC for giving all aspirants the opportunity to come out to express themselves at least. If you say that APC is not democratic, that means that you are not appreciating them for even allowing people to come out in the first place. In years past, they would not even have come out. They will not even print posters. They will not make their candidacy intentions known. They will be hiding under their godfathers. So that at the end of the day, what they would be relying on is that final list that will come out and say, look, you have been picked, whether you like it or not, like that. But now they have come out, they have seen it for themselves, they have witnessed it. If they're able to play their party well, and again, don't forget the fact that luck is also there. I know some candidates in the last dispensation who were picked out of the fact that they were faithful to the party.
Yes.
Who were picked out of the fact that some leaders appreciated their endurance, their devotion to the party policy and so on like that. I know, for instance, in my own local government, which is Ikosi Ejiri, LCDA, the man had given up, Anomo. He had given up. Another candidate had been chosen, and the news had gone around the whole party that this is the person that the party had chosen. So he had given up. But then the leaders came together and said, look, for this man to have obeyed us without any protest, that means that he has that listening something within him. So they now came. When the list was going to come out, his name was submitted.
Thank you, Elder. I just want to put a pause to what you're saying, and let's go look at the process. Those saddled with responsibility of conducting the election, the process of the electoral process.
Yes.
I want to ask Comrade, as a political, as civil rights a commentator, and those who are responsible to defend the rights of residents and citizenry, do you see any effort made by the coordinating agency, that's LASEC, to educate voters on their rights? Have you seen any effort made by them and their responsibilities?
I think the statutory duty and functions of LASEC is to conduct, elections, at the state, and local levels. The duty of, orientating, sensitizing, be it candidates, electorate, voters, I think that responsibility is saddled, with the national orientation agencies.
Okay.
It is basically, that's their duty to orientate the citizenry, their civic, responsibility. What, is expected of them, as an electorate and the voters. LASEC, is is an umpire, an agency saddled with such responsibility to conduct, a free, fair, and credible elections, at the state and grassroots level.
So National Orientation Agency needs to be up and doing. That's what you're saying.
I think I've said it, at different fora. NOA, I think they have failed, without mincing words, in their statutory responsibility. They are nowhere to be found. Because they have a well-defined duty to make sure the citizen, the people knows what are their rights, and their privilege under the law. So what brings about apathy? What brings about indifference? When election comes knocking, and you see people who are disenchanted, who feel disinterested, because it's a franchise, that
that's true. That's true.
That they need to exercise. But they need to be conscientized, because it is for their own good and the goods of their children. So when these duties are not taken up by those agencies, I think that is where we are missing it up.
So, but don't forget that this is not going to be the first election that people have been having, that people will be having in Lagos. They've been having series of elections, and people have been seeing that the same results are turned out most of the time. So on the part of the electorate, is like the expectation is there that, okay, even if we go out to vote, this is the result we will get. So that apathy will come on the side of the electorate themselves, even if and when the National Orientation Agency comes out to educate them. The natural question that they will be asking within themselves now today.
But is the education even done in the first place?
Yeah, the education has not been done. The education has not been done. And the people themselves are not even expecting the education to be done, because at the end of the day, what comes out of the education, the same results are achieved.
So comrade, what civil society organizations like yours and advocacy of civil rights doing about that? Because election is also a right of people.
Exactly.
You understand? So what do you think civil society organization like yours should be doing?
Before I answer that question, the issue of voters' education are strictly for political parties to educate their members. Why the right to vote, how to go about it are left for National Orientation Agency. Now, back to your question now, what are the civil society doing? In that regard, in sensitizing, educating, I think we owe it a duty to Nigerians, because we are seen as the watchdog of the society. We are seen as a barometer at which we gauge how the citizens fear in how they are governed or how they are ruled. So in that regard, we have we organize seminars, we organize symposiums, talk shops, workshops, and the rest, to educate them that, be it an activist, be it an advocate, or a social critic, whatever you pride yourself, that doesn't I think let me tell you, when we are talking of governance, governance should be it should be participatory.
Exactly. That's true. Very true.
Let me tell you, because we are all government, if you want to define it under democracy. So you can just display or exhibit that indifference, because if you feel indifference to how you are governed, it's just like what goes around comes around. It comes back to you. It affects you.
That is very true. That is very true.
So you must be part of that, government and governance, how you are being governed. That is why we sensitize them, in several seminars, workshops, to let them know that I think it has gone to a point now whereby some from our tendency, are now beginning, because times in the past, some of our best brains, I would say, let me use that word, that have been pushed by the politicians, to come and okay, you have always been on the fringes, critiques, criticize, oppose, government policies. Now, okay, come and see how,
Show us what you
the
have.
art of governance, how it's being played.
Mm.
See, when they get there, they now see that it's not, a cheap party. It's not that very easy. So they are now getting interested, in being part of governance.
Yes.
As I speak with you now, I think, have had no similar experience, in 2011. Chief Gani Fayemil, blessed memory, who happens to be my mentor, is the founder of National Conscious Party. After his demise, Femi Falana, SAN, who happens to be the national chairman at that point in time, challenged us, because he too contested in Ekiti State. He challenged us, that, we can't continue to say, okay, you are activists. There's no how you can divorce, politics from activism. Are you getting me?
Yes.
They are intertwined. Now, come and, contest. I contested, in 2011, Lagos State House of Assembly, Agege Constituency 1. And let me tell you, to my chagrin, to my surprise, I came forth. But let me tell you, it became an eye-opener to me. The practical experience, I gathered over there. There are, the good side, and there are the, negative side as well. But, in summation, I would say governance, is a good thing. It should be an all-inclusive process, whereby you can't just, stay, on the sideline and begin to critique, government, because, it's not that very easy. Until you get there, before you know the enormity, of the work, they are put into it before they come to know at, a certain policy, they arrive at.
Thank you very much at that. Let me just ask for passing. Elder.
Yes.
Do you think Lagos will maintain its trend of total victory from councillorship to chairmanship
for the meantime? Yes.
In these elections?
Yes, for the meantime, yes.
Why do you
because
say so?
because like I told you, the government of Lagos State has done the party structure to such a way that it has run down to even the CDAs, which the Lagos State government calls the last tier of government. So if within the party structure we have the CDA chairman becoming whatever, becoming this miniature
of government
of government at the
local level,
at the final level, then you can expect that is what is going to play out for a very long time to come. But like I said before, it's only going to happen for this period. Right now, it is the same people in APC that are the that are the CDA chairman and CDC chairman, CDA and CDC chairman. The same people that play politics at the ward level. That's the same people you see as CDA chairman and so on like that. So that is going to play out all through. And even when the government was going to do it the other time, they said, because an election was coming up, they said they elect the CDA, CDC, the election that was supposed to come up at that period should be withheld. so that the CDA chairman, who had already understood the structure and who were ready to always take any instruction from the central government, they let them continue. So they continued in the office, and of course, you know what is going to happen. So they know what they get from government. So when they say, okay, this is the way you should vote, so they followed it. But it's only going to take a time. When that time comes, as for this particular election that was held,
July 12th,
the primary election that was held today, and the election that is going to be held on the 12th, I don't expect any other party to even win even a councillorship election at this particular time. No. APC is still going to sweep all the elections. We have seen places, instances where
I can see you just pause. I can see comrade nodding his head and shaking. What is your own opinion about that?
Well, therefore, what the elder just said now, that I think he's dead sure that ABC will sweep all the
yes, all the
I think
results,
it lent no credence to what I said initially. That we Lagos State operates a one-party system in Lagos, because why would all that opposition parties be sleeping?
Where are the opposition parties?
That's the issue. That's what I said. That's what I said.
Where are they? Even wait, let me tell you. One truth about this state is that when we were expecting that those opposition parties would have gone to the
drawing board.
No, not even the drawing board now. They would have gone to the local level, the ones and the zones, the villages. Everybody knows that it is during the elections that you see the member of the House, member of representatives, senators, and so on, go to the communities, the rural communities, to see them, to come to talk with them.
So the opposition should have taken advantage of that before now.
Before now. It's not now that you will say you are going.
You are going to.
No, let the people feel the presence of their
opposition, their representatives.
Even if the representatives are not coming, let the opposition candidate go to the people and speak to them, and tell them that, look, you see, your representatives are not here now because they are in office, they are comfortable.
They are comfortable.
But now we have come to you. What are your problems?
They didn't take advantage of it. So we should just expect that in these local government elections now, the APC party
will still sweep everything.
Thank you very much for coming on the program. I think it has been exciting. I thank you for your insights into the discourse, and we'll pray that at the end of the day, the outcome of the elections will be beneficial to all. And this about wraps it up for this edition on Lagos City Pulse. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.